Good evening. Bienvenidos. My name is Eric Krause. I'm the proud principal here at Clearwater High School. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's Listen and Learn with Pinellas County Schools. I'd like to, just a point of just some housekeeping. If you're looking for the restrooms back there on the side, you will find the restrooms, both the lady and the men. So welcome to Clearwater High School. I'm looking forward to the great conversations we're going to have this evening. Without further ado, I'd like to bring up a good friend of mine and a wonderful supporter, Ms. Carol Cook, one of our school board representatives. Thank you so much.
Good evening, and thank you so much for being here this evening. This is a wonderful turnout. We're so glad that you were able to come. We're interested in hearing what you have to say and what you think and how we can do things better, or let us know what we're doing well. So the superintendent's going to take some time to do that. Now, all along, we have been introducing our new superintendent, our new superintendent, our new superintendent. Well, it's 2.5 months into his term now. And so I think since this is our 9th meeting we've had with the community, and it's a couple of months into it, I think I'm going to just make an administrative decision, and no longer are we going to introduce him as our new superintendent. We're going to introduce him as our superintendent. So tonight I would like to introduce you and welcome you so that you can come and hear our superintendent, Mr. Kevin Hendrick.
For hosting us here at Clearwater High School. And as Mrs. Cook said, I am Kevin Hendrick, Superintendent of Pinellas County Schools, and it is my pleasure to be here with you this evening for this Listen and Learn session. So tonight, the Listen and Learn is designed to give families, students, I'm so happy to see so many students here tonight, and anybody in our community the opportunity to give us feedback on a number of topics. One of those topics is our district strategic plan. We're going to talk tonight about our district strategic plan and how it outlines everything that we do in our school district, and we welcome your feedback. We're going to look at our student achievement and opportunities and experiences, particularly for students, and how they experience our schools. And we're going to make sure that anything you have an idea on how to improve our schools or ideas of how to make things better for our students and our staff, that you have the opportunity to do so. So we welcome you being here tonight, and I'm going to take you through that process here over the next several minutes. The process tonight is I will give about a 20-minute overview of the school district, and once that 20 minutes is completed, you'll have an opportunity to go to the posters all around this beautiful media center and give feedback on whatever topics you'd like to. But you're also able to come up and talk with me individually, talk with Mrs. Cook, our school board member who's here, as well as district staff who are around the media center this evening. And so you'll have that opportunity in about 20 minutes, but first, let me give you an overview of the district. So our school board oversees Pinellas County Schools. They're a 7-member school board elected by the public. You see Mrs. Cook, who is here tonight to welcome you, and you can see the other members of our school board listed on the screen. Pinellas County Schools is the largest employer in Pinellas County. We employ over 13,000 employees, 7,000 of which are teachers, and you can see over 5,000 support staff. So that school district, being as large as we are, every single day we're impacting most of Pinellas County, from our students, parents, and those who care about those in our schools. We have 128 elementary, middle, high schools, and our center schools. We have 3 adult education centers and our 2 technical colleges, one in St. Petersburg and one in Clearwater. As a school district, we have a budget of $1.8 billion. Yes, billion dollars. And that money is spent in accordance with our budget that is publicly voted on by our board. In fact, they just approved our budget last week for this coming school year. And you can see of every dollar, 80 cents on every dollar goes directly into our classrooms through teaching, library materials, transportation, and supervising and counseling our students, direct services to our students each and every day. 12 cents out of every dollar goes towards maintaining our buildings, acquiring property, and in some cases, building new facilities like this one here at Clearwater High School. 4 cents out of every dollar goes towards staff training and curriculum purchase and development, and 4 cents is for oversight, including things like our payroll, our technology services, and making sure the district is able to run smoothly. This school year, as we've started the new year, we've really focused on our vision, our mission, and our core values. And so you heard earlier from some folks that our vision of 100% student success is what we have for every single student. And we do that through our mission of educating for college, career, and life. In fact, when you came in tonight, right underneath you is the College and Career Center, brand new here at Clearwater High School. We want to prepare each student for the possibility of going to college, whatever college choice that might be. And this year we focused on our core values to do so. And you can see those core values of commitment to children and families, respectful and caring relationships, integrity, responsibility, connectedness, and cultural competence. And so these values guide our school district. And tonight, as you give us feedback, we hope you can let us know how we're doing with those core values. Before I get into some of the specific areas of feedback, I want to just hit a few points of pride for our school district. As I mentioned in our mission of educating and preparing for college, career, and life, one of the hallmarks of that is the career preparation. In every one of our high schools and middle schools, we offer students the opportunity to pursue career technical education coursework and earn industry certifications in career fields. Last year, our students earned over 10,000 industry certifications across our school district that directly lead into jobs after high school. Those certifications came in computer technology, in culinary, in the arts, in construction, repair of plumbing and electrical systems. So there's lots of opportunities for our students in career technical education. We also make sure that every one of our high schools has a robust and dynamic offering of courses, including college courses on their campus. And so the Advanced Placement Program, our dual enrollment with St. Petersburg College, with Pinellas Technical College, with the University of South Florida, and the University of Florida, and in one of our high schools, also with Embry-Riddle. Anybody want to guess what high school has the partnership with Embry-Riddle? It is Clearwater High School. So Clearwater High has more opportunities for college credit on the school campus than any school in our district. And so that opportunity for students led to over 20,000 courses, college courses, completed while students were in high school last year, saving parents $12.5 million in tuition costs. So tonight, as you give us feedback on that, ask your children, are you taking those college classes? Because you can get free college credit while you're here in high school. We also take pride in our volunteers. And you'll see over 9,000 active volunteers in Pinellas County Schools. We welcome your feedback on that process and encourage each of you to participate as volunteers as well. So I mentioned our district strategic plan earlier. There will not be a quiz on the plan tonight, but there are 161 goals in our district strategic plan. So there's a lot of things going on to support our students and our families in our district. But I'm going to give you some of the high-level overviews of those goals so that tonight you can give us feedback in those areas. So one of the areas is on accelerating learning through student experiences. We want to know how your children are experiencing our schools, both from a cultural, social, emotional, and safety standpoint, but especially from a curriculum standpoint. Are they engaged when they're in class? Is it hands-on? Is it fun? Are there a variety of opportunities for students to experience? And so that's very important to us. And tonight, the idea of the student experience is a big part of this feedback session. So down the hallway, way down that hallway over there, will be the posters for student experience. And you'll have the opportunity to tell us things like, are there enough clubs, athletics, fine arts, enrichment activities? And how do your children engage in that? And how can we do better? So you see on the screen some of those examples. But tonight, Accelerating learning through student experiences is something we definitely want your feedback on. Another area of our district strategic plan that we welcome your feedback is on how we're closing achievement gaps. And as a district, we have a number of ways in which we do that, but closing achievement gaps is critical at all levels, starting with early learning. So Pinellas County Schools every year welcomes about 7,000 kindergartners to our school district. About 3,000 of those kindergartners attends VPK, or voluntary pre-K, in our school district. We want to know about how that's going for your family for early learning. We also work on closing literacy gaps at the earliest of ages, because it's easiest to close a literacy gap for a student in kindergarten or first grade than it is to wait until they get to high school. So our closing achievement gap portion of our district strategic plan is important to our work. We welcome your feedback on that this evening. The next area for feedback is on cultivating a culture of learning in a rewarding, healthy, and safe learning environment. So it's obviously important that our schools are safe from a physical standpoint, but we want our students to feel safe, social, emotionally, and how they feel when they come to school. It should be an engaging, welcoming climate for not only our students, but our families. So what does it feel like when you come to school as a parent, as a caregiver? What is that experience like? We want to know about it. We want to know how we can improve that experience in our schools. And as we think about our schools in general and culture and climate, our employees are so important to that process. And so this year we've started some new employee recognition programs to help elevate how our employees feel about coming to work. Just as we want our students to feel good, we want our employees to do so as well. So we welcome your feedback on this topic this evening. The next major area for feedback is on endless opportunities in Pinellas County Schools. One of the areas for feedback is on our district application programs. Those programs that are different than the traditional zone school, whether that's elementary, middle, or high school, but give students an opportunity to experience something that's a little bit different. For example, do you know that we have a bilingual magnet program in our school district? We have that now at 2 of our elementary schools, and we continue to grow that. We have programs in the arts, in International Baccalaureate, in culinary, programs to challenge students in health sciences, construction technology, one on international commerce here at Clearwater High School, and really 80 programs across our district that give students choice. So we welcome your feedback on how we're doing with those programs, and if you have ideas on others, we'd like to hear about it. Additionally, these opportunities in our schools include not just the curriculum on the inside, but the actual facility. And so tonight, we're thrilled to be here in this beautiful new building. But if you're a student at Clearwater High School, raise your hand real quick. Any Clearwater High students? I see a couple. Is construction finished here at Clearwater? No, right? It's still going on. And so we are constantly renewing our facilities, and this is one of those great examples of a campus that's being reborn through this reconstruction. And so having these facilities that provide these opportunities for our students is really important, and we welcome your feedback on how we're doing there. I mentioned already a little bit about college and careers and how important that is for the evolution of our students as they mature in Pinellas County Schools. We want to make sure that every single student has every opportunity available to them when they graduate. And whether that's going right to work, going to college part-time, going to college full-time close to home, going to college far away full-time. Maybe it's going to the military, or maybe there's another option that's best for our students and your children. We want to make sure that you know what those options are, and we want our students to know what those options are. And so in every high school, we now have a college and career center dedicated to that purpose. I mentioned earlier the one here at Clearwater High School is directly underneath us. It's our newest facility. It looks beautiful. But every high school has that, and it's to give students the opportunity to understand what their options are, what those costs are, how you can help with financial aid and scholarships, and what your interest might be. Sometimes it's just finding the interest and then matching that up with your opportunities. And so that's an important part of what we do for all of our students. Included in those college and career centers are opportunities inside the school day and outside the school day to help raise your college-going profile. So if you need tutoring on the SAT or ACT for college admissions, if you need help writing a college essay, or if you need help with the financial aid forms, maybe you want to go visit colleges, all of those things are things that we can help facilitate in our college career centers, and we'd like to know how we're doing and get your feedback. The final area of our district strategic plan from a big picture overview is on the deployment of our resources. We have been fortunate, as many municipalities and public agencies have been, in receiving federal COVID relief funds to help recover learning loss and help families and employees during difficult last 2 years. So we'd like to know how we're doing on that, making sure we're spending those funds in accordance with how they were distributed to us, and make sure that when we're done with those funds at the end of about another 18 months, we've not created this fiscal cliff that we're not able to recover from. So, the feedback opportunities tonight. The first I mentioned on student experiences. So when we define student experiences, what does a student do in the classroom? So how engaging is it? How exciting is it? Is it relevant to their life? The second thing is, what are those opportunities to enrich your learning? So beyond just the regular class schedule, what other opportunities do you have to make your learning be extended? And that includes, number 3, the extracurriculars. So how do those opportunities in athletics, the arts, clubs, outreach programs with our community, like the great partnership with the Hispanic Outreach Center, how do those things help when we work together to build up our community? We'd love to hear about that from you this evening. Some examples of student experiences, I mentioned some of these, but all of these have been available across our school district, from our STEM clubs, different academic challenges, field trips that we take. I mentioned our college and career centers, athletics, and even, for example, taking home computers so that you have the opportunity to continue your learning at home. That's our PCS Connects initiative, and we have a poster tonight to hear from you on how that is going. Some new possibilities for student experiences, some things we've been thinking about that you might be able to contribute to some new ideas. How do we make our middle school and high school activities even more robust than they've ever been? So for example, the last couple of years we've added new sports like bowling and lacrosse and flag football in our middle schools. So what are new opportunities that we could add? We'd like to hear from you. We've talked about field trips and putting more of those into our schools, new curriculum ideas. Any idea that you have, let us know. I mentioned our district application programs. Wave your hand over there, Ms. Truskowski. She'll be over there to help facilitate your thoughts on the district application programs and those that we have in our school district. And so you can see the list of items that you can provide feedback on tonight, and I'm going to explain to you the way in which we'll do it. So I'm going to wrap up here in just a moment, and you're going to stand up and go to the posters, some over here, some here along the side, as well as on top of the bookcases over here. And then the last set are down the hallway down there. You may provide feedback on as many opportunities as you'd like, or just the ones that are important to you. Please don't feel like you need to go to every single poster. You'll wear yourself out if you do that, okay? So just go to the posters that are of interest to you, the ideas that you have, and we'll capture those. Some of the ways that you can provide feedback are simply using little colored dots in which you rate how we're doing. So you'll see some areas where you can just rate how we're doing. You take your dot, you put it on the poster. Other places, you can take a Post-it note, a sticky note, write down your feedback, and just put it up on the poster. You can also talk to the folks that are there. So there are a number of district staff members and interpreters that are here to help tonight. So if you're a district staff member, if you'll kind of raise your hands, these folks will be at the posters, and they're there to answer questions, and there's interpreters there as well if we need that service. And so in a second, I'm going to release you and remind you that you can come up and talk to me, talk to Mrs. Cook, who's in the back, and any of us are here to answer your questions. But we are so grateful and thankful for you being here tonight, and we look forward to your feedback. Thank you so much. And so you may stand and go to the posters.